chuma bi nya bibi sna mboye nyina wa brabo mu especially me nanu Ghana fo a ya babo che pese bibi change ya brabo see ye digital marketing business I lay down the foundation for you. Doesn't matter your background, you tibia obetimi aye. You want step by step training. 90% of the work is done for you. You give a mentor and a coach. You use automation system. And so what thou and that's why you busy now. Your business runs in the background for you. Unko to bibia so ma obiao. And it's the way you are building it, you know. No matter how busy you are, or you be your long hours. And I say, we are a doctor, we are a nurse. Yen na sankofo nyina obi a wo mu bi time ntimi nkasa kase bebre because me jam me register nurse and I'm able to switch that. So this should tell you how lucrative this business is. My website any my phone number and cost me website register for free info. Okay, watch the webinar. We can also reach out to me on my WhatsApp na nkasa bonya me onka bye.
Makofo, one of the most romantic guys from the trash. Abisi, a fresh boy with the pink lips. Obi by last year, no say real men wear pink. Now the romantic guys come with the pink lips. And show your nose and natural from nature God. And I'm deceiving myself. I said, man, you're pink.
No, I think.
But this is what you know. But there's one who's our. Do you drink?
No, I don't drink.
Don't drink. Okay. Anita did know I say. Hey, when you Anita also. Come on, say. Anita, big shout out to you. I love you. Why? Anita Usu Kumasi, we school. Oh, we munchi. I'm coming munchi dinner. Tesha de yeah, Oba school or cabin. Anita Usu. Ben!
Boss.
Hey, anyway, hey, Ben Moccasin.
Boss, yeah.
Ah, are you that?
Yeah, I'm that calm. I'm very calm.
Sir.
People normally like look at my looks and then they judge me, but I'm very calm. It's me.
Hey! Ben Martin Gram na calm, sir.
It's life experience.
Sir.
And you know, Charlie, I think the best life is staying calm in every situation.
Okay. A special life experience, the media is Zionfelix. I'll be back. Now, my name Benjamin from Day Trash on TV3. Yeah, to us soon.
Grace Gift Herbal Clinic. Aye bio. Intimate to me anyem.
Grace Gift Herbal Clinic there. Sani ya kwan ya kan se ya ready for entafo a. Anke nu ankode ma wo no. Anko amoa nyimienu ni mensa kwan ka gugu yam. Abo de wote te kura o.
We yi ya na fiance nkruma.
Asem da ko bosu.
Na me no ko dai. Oma wedro hwese wo niam yaye. Heavy say. Grace Gift Herbal Clinic.
Dr. Grace Bodui nanim tie. Ah, na se professional nurse ya. Wonye suahunu saa mo wono a bebie ne herbal clinic. Wo ya afo ho da je. Nanum bo so boko. Else won mo ma wawo. Ya debit say ulcer, malaria, typhoid, BP, diabetes, stroke, hypertension de keka ho no mo de. Grace Gift Herbal Clinic. Ayen fitile kura. Wo Kumasi Oshim School Junction.
Aya phone friend na won ko ho 0246 518 003 and 0206 812 558.
Grace Gift Herbal Clinic. Bieni how bio.
Big thanks going out to Grace Gift Herbal Clinic, Tap Send, Blue Crest College, IO Coco Mlemle. And then again, Ebiso Enko Emma Felix San Ghana Limited. Felix San Ghana Limited. The name still remains Zionfelix. On Instagram, if you go and search for me, you find me there, zionfelix.com, verified with a little over 1.8 million organic human beings. And I'm follow you. Oko Twitter, Zionfelix. On Facebook, you can catch us there at Zionfelix Entertainment News. You were talking about life experience. I'm about to say, what show akwaji award afre na me che say na me pabo atwati na like arehosam kwa.
Okay.
Why?
All right, so basically I know where I come from, you know, so I always feel I have something to offer people, and then wherever I put my feet I try to inspire someone. So okay, people know, say definitely when it comes to being a romantic person, it's far from the street. Will be on one swap and so be on one swap. And the only romantic there, it's far. But then for me to be able to pass through all that and then to have such an award, I thought I give it to them so people on the street to know, say, oh,
why you pass through?
Life has been tough, but then by the grace of God, we are here. Growing up, I come from a family of 4. I have a big brother, Michael. think when we were growing up, we had this misunderstanding between mom and dad not agreeing on being together, and so it's resulted both of us in the children's home. So I think at the age of then I was like 5 years.
But what happened?
We were there one day. I'm at my mom's place, so we were supposed to stay with our auntie, but the life there was tough for us. You know, like things were not like flowing as we were supposed to.
Growing up, not only both parents and a T-bone.
Okay, so now it was
your auntie?
So I grew up at Bema Camp. I was growing up at Bema Camp.
Okay.
And so at Bema Camp, I think I go there for visiting. So one day, my
now when I know Bema Camp.
My grandma.
Okay.
My grandma.
But I know why
that's from my mother's side.
Did I know why
I was with my grandma and then my big brother and then.
So where were your parents?
So my mom was in somewhere around Dansoma, and then my dad was in somewhere around. I think he was in Tema.
No, I'm divorced then.
I didn't come and meet them together. Let me put it that way.
Okay. What are your firstborn?
I'm the second born. So I have a big brother. So I think one day we were at home and then my dad came for us. So then he took us to my auntie's place. But then the life there, we couldn't stand, so we had to run.
How was life there?
I think then I was staying my auntie is late. Okay, and sincerely, I wouldn't want to see certain things that would feel like I'm bad wishing her and stuff. So I wouldn't want to talk about.
But it was bad.
But it was bad. Like then I wasn't grown, but in the distance I walked to school and stuff. It was weird. And you know, like growing up as a child, there are certain things that you wish for, like having a toy, like those guns and stuff. And we were not having it like that. So we have to. Toy. But like when my auntie is not around, we have to go and take the money. The money that what we were using to buy is just toy game. And so I think at some point in time, I didn't know she didn't even find out. But at some point in time, like I didn't know what happened. One day we were there, we went to rent bicycle, and then they came to pick us and they took us to the house. So we were in the house and we're at my dad's place, at my auntie's place, and my dad came to pick us up. That like we were traveling. We thought we were traveling. So we're in a bus, like a family bus. We had our own bus. We have a saloon car and everything. So then I think
your father was, wealthy a little bit.
My dad was
he was rich.
Okay. Yeah. So my family even is rich. Like my student family is rich. So I woke up from the car and we were in a bush. I'm my big brother.
How?
So then I was very young, you know, and Senior is older than me. So I was asking him that, where are we? And you see, between I and my big brother, he is older than me. But when it comes to issues, handling issues like fights and those things, I stand in front. So I was asking him that, where are we and stuff, and he said, my father says you come and pick us. That was all. Then we were in the children's home. So
children's home no bush.
Yeah, like it was, I think that was around 2003, 2004, 2000. Like that's a check. And then I think I'm now 30. I think I'm 32 years. I'm 32 this year. So age of 4 years.
And that's when you need then?
Age of 4 years. That was my first experience.
No, 2003, if you're 34 years, you're in 4 years.
Like, I'm talking about, like, when I was growing up.
Okay.
When I was growing up, that was when the whole thing happened.
Okay.
Not this one, yeah. So, at that point, then I was very, very young. Like, I think I was 4 years old. My brother was, like, 7 years. So, we were there.
In the orphanage home?
Like, in the orphanage home. So, we were there, and then I think, then I was very lean, like, with this big head and big stomach. Very funny. I remember those were the days that, like, you know, because it was then you know, normally these children are close to the bush and stuff. So we used to defecate in the bush. Then I could pull worms from my bottles and all those stuff. So it was very weird. So one day a cousin of mine came to visit. Then he saw us. Then when she saw us, because she's from my dad's side, she has to go and tell my mom. So my mom has to take the children home to court. So it became a fight, but later when she won. So
why did your father take you to children's home?
Now and then, unless one day you bring him in and then you ask him. My dad is still alive though.
Have you questioned him?
Yeah, like like after my whole experience, I didn't want to see my dad. For some time, I didn't want to see my dad. Like he was like, he knows me very well because among me and my big brother, I'm just like him. So I didn't want to see him, but getting close to God, to understand God, the whole love the whole love channel and stuff. We just have to let things go. But the relationship is not really like, you know, like, but then, Charlie, we just have to let love go. So we just let things go. Yeah. So, but then, when I came back home with my mom, when I was with my mom, I became with my mom, with my stepfather. Things like were a little bit, because my stepfather had a daughter. And my brother saw it early. So he told my mom that he was leaving to Tema, to my dad's place. So he left to Tema. But then I wanted to stay with my mom. I didn't want to leave. So I was there one day till she came. And she was like, she wanted to take me to a boarding school. Will I go? Sincerely, I don't really like people. Like, I'm the type of person who always wants to isolate himself and then be in one corner. So I told her, yeah, I want to go. Because then the pressure from the house, my stepfather, the daughter, and how things were going, I didn't really like it. So I said, okay, fine, I'll go. So then, boom, another children told me again. And you know, like, with the first one experience, because I was very young, very, very young, and I was growing up, I said, like, man, I'm feeling That's in the second one. Second one, I think that was that's the 2000. That's so like I said, many fee.
And when you
I was like, thinking I was 13, 14 years. I said, many fee, and I know what goes on. So, boom, I was there. So then in that house, that was the problem. I remember one day my mom came to visit me, and I told her I can't stay here or I'll die. And she told me, oh, any BBA, pressure never fear, and all those stuff. So, you know, like it's imagine a village way back around 2003, 2002. That sees in Sawam as the city. Way back, I'm not to like brainwash in Sawam or like, but then imagine that time a village that sees in Sawam to be a city. Whereby you have to be in a car for 2 or 3 hours before you get to Sawam. Imagine that village. You know, like I think I spent like 6 to 7 years not seeing lights, like fresh light like this, watching like telly.
Lights,
like lights. Like, you know, we have natural lights.
So some lights, electricity lights.
See lights or watch telly. And the horrible thing about that place is, it's only guys. I remember the first time I went there, the day I got there, and then I got down from the car, and people saw me. A guy came to me and said, "Hey, we are lucky, we're lucky, Safi, no bank. How bad is that danka?" But I said, "Told to me now," because then the guy that the supervisor in charge that was doing those things, I think said they've transferred him. So then but when I go in, sincerely, almost.
Maybe hold on. I'll be right back after the break.
Because you pay attention, because you know more than one angle, and see more than one opportunity, we bring you Build a Bet. Multiple legs as a single bet on one game. Raising the odds and elevating your experience.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years.
Welcome back from that break. My name is Zionfelix. I'm still here with Benjamin from Date Rush on TV3, sharing his very sad story of how he grew up at 2 different orphanages. Second orphanage home.
Yeah, so I remember I was at the point where when I got there, what the guy told me. Yeah. So then I remember almost every guy in that
orphanage home.
Like it's supposed to be, it's a mix, but then the ladies are far from the other branches. So I don't want to really mention their names because like yeah, but then there are branches in Dansoma, like Adabraka and all those stuff. So I remember the guys over there, almost 90% were having their girlfriends were males. So what
almost all of them
90, because you know like there's something about life when you're growing up and you get to that adolescent age, definitely that feeling come in. And so what happens is when you get to that stage and then you don't get the rights, like maybe a man is supposed to be a woman and you don't get a woman, and there is a man who is going to influence you indirectly into it. You get into it, and you know gayism and lesbianism is demonic, and so when the devil also sets in, then it becomes a problem. So mostly I used to talk when I meet people in town and like, oh, we like you, like parents and stuff. I used to tell them, no matter how stubborn your son or your daughter, don't ever take him or her to children. So the saddest thing you can ever do for the person. So I don't really judge people who are gays and lesbians because you don't know what the person has been.
Did they influence you into it?
No, not really. That was why I said I'm lucky. Like I was lucky. But then I think I was still growing up. But then I had a girlfriend who was a male. But we didn't really, because we were growing up.
You had a girlfriend who was also a male?
A male, yeah. In the house, it's like everybody in the children's home had, like, they were into those stuffs. Like, but it's not all of them that were sleeping. The older ones, the ones who were grown. No, like, it's just like you going to class. You know, it's a children's home. You wake up in the morning, you go and bath, you wash down, you go and sit down. There's a place for church. There's a place for like that dining hall, classroom, everything. So that's the life that they live there. And people have lived there for like 20, 30 years and they've not come out. So imagine them.
So it was like a normal to be gay there.
It's normal, and it's in normal for you to not to have like such a person, like such a guy or something. It's rational. The way people see a male and a female and they feel jealous, that's the same way they will see you with some different.
So you saw your girlfriend and felt jealous at times?
Like, oh nah. That's what I was saying, sir. I said, now maybe 14, 15 years. Until say like now you do that level now also sex about team, you know, being called that and those stuffs. And so but those that were over that age, they were doing it. And like one thing is when they see you, they punish you.
When they see so you're gay.
Yeah, like when they see you in that act, they punish you. But then it's irrational because I think they know that is what is going on. They know what, because most of I remember I was transferred to Isawam. Okay, so what happened was I had a deep sore on my leg. I think this was there's the mark. So my leg was getting rotten and it was big. Then I used to play football a lot. So one of the I think my mom sent some things to me, but I didn't receive them, and someone else used them. So one day when she came, the day I told her I can't stay here, there was one teacher, Mr. Goka. He told my mom that like the way I'm smart and stuff, I don't have to be here. So my mom was still being stubborn and all those stuff. So Mr. Goka had to come in and he talked to some of the teachers, some of the supervisors. So then they said, okay, if that's the issue, then I should come to Insawam. But Insawam is a bit closer to the city and stuff. So I came to Insawam for treatment. So I had a treatment and everything was okay. So then I feel like, oh, the guy is good and stuff. Then I think I was in class 6. Then no, let's just try him in Form 1 and see if he's going to pick up. Because those who are in Form 1 and stuff are in Insawam. So in Insawam, everything was all right. I was still there. One day, I was in a house and then the supervisor sent for me. So when I came in, there was donations, like food, like cakes, a lot of them. And then there was this particular cake, the same brand, same size, but one is red, one is blue. So then he asked me if I want it. I said, yes, I want it. Then he was like, I should go and pick it. So when I went to pick it up, and he locked the door. Then he was like, he has to sleep with me so that when he sleeps with me, he will give me the cake. Sincerely, I started crying. When he said I started crying, and he was like, why? I was like, I just don't know, but I don't want to do this. So you see, that brings me back to my mother and father side issue. I realized there was something in my family, like something was in my family. And I remember when I was growing up, my mother taking me to churches and stuff, they always tell me that there's something behind me, like there's something great coming, there's something great in me. But I shouldn't give up on life and all those stuff. So when the man saw me and I was crying, he was like, I'm supposed to be huge, big boy and all those stuff. Why am I crying? I was like, like I was just, if you like, I should leave the cake and stuff. So then somebody opened the door. So when the person opened the door, the person asked, is everything okay? Then I was still in tears. So then the man said, oh, it's okay. He's giving me something and I'm trying to be emotional and stuff. So then the person said, okay, the person locked the door. Then he told me, okay, fine. I'm not going to touch you, but don't tell anyone what I just told you. Take the cake and then you can leave. So I picked the cake and then I left.
Take it with you too.
Okay, I could didn't free. So when I was stood there in Islam, things were still tough, and I realized that most of my male friends who were older than me were into it. So I had to run away from the children's home. So that got me to the streets.
When did you leave the children's home?
I think I got down with I think around 2008. And I was in junior high school. So in the junior high school, I had a friend, Divine, and like he was very close to me, like a senior who likes a junior who likes a senior. because he likes the way I am. Like, I don't have much more, but like anywhere I step up, people like try to get close to me. So he introduced me to the mom, and like I go to their house sometimes to eat and all those stuff. So when I left the children's home, I told my mom about it. I can't. So then I had my stepfather had a place in Sechikrom, like it's a village in his home. So I had to go and stay there for some time to be done with junior high school. So when I was done with junior high school, I wanted to come back to my mom, like to just come in because I was done with school. But I came home and then one day she got bored and she threw my things out that I should leave the house. So then I have to go to the street. So then I started my life on the street.
All right, so how was life on the street? That's a street
you know, like, because I had a children's home experience and I had it double times, and so for me it was a bit easy because, you know, the baddest children are the ones in the children's home. Like people's ability to open padlock with forks and all those stuffs. Like, yeah. So I had that mind. So with that mind, like it was very very easy for me to be on the street because I was just a normal person. Sometimes we go out to beg or market shipment for foodstuffs. When they give us, we come together, we prepare, we eat. We wake up in the morning, we have to go to shops and then beg them for foodstuffs and all those stuff. So sometimes they give us money and stuff. So but at the point in time, I realized when my results came, I realized that before I think 2 months to my results, I realized that Charlie, the street life is getting so much into me. So I ran to Tema. So when I went to Tema, I went to my auntie's place. I just wanted to make up with family because I didn't have this children sit down, let's eat together, dining table, like coming home, hugging dad, man. I didn't have that experience. So when I went there, I was there with my auntie, I was doing everything for them at the same time, everything was just there. So my results came in. When my results came in, one of my uncle, he has my name, the same name, Benjamin Tutepo. He promised me that when I get a particular grade, because of what I've been through, when I get a particular grade, when I get emotional, please forgive me.
No.
So he told me that when I get a particular grade, he's going to support my education. So then that was my prayer to get a grade. So I was just in the house, and then my results came and I had a grade. So then he told me that I should come to his office. He's a lawyer, for the money and everything. So I said okay. So I told my brother told my mom. But my mom said, since I'm at my father's side, she doesn't want to have anything doing this, so I should go with my dad. So I went with my dad. We went to the man. We took the money. It was in an envelope, the scholarship. And then my dad just told me that I should go home. Like the money and everything. So he told me I should go home. So then I had to come to the station, meet some boys, like those people I used to know them, stay there for a day, and then the next day I went home. So I went to tell my mom this is what happened. So the man, he was like, where's the money? I told her the money is from my dad and everything. And she told me that I should go back to my father. So I left and I came back to my father's place. So when I came, I think I was in the house. I didn't go to first term. I didn't go for first term. The whole first term now, people were going to school, like people that I knew were in school. Then I got to know some boys, academics. I was in the house. When they asked me, I was like, so I told them, oh, am I busy? Like, I'm not feeling well and those stuff. So when they were going and they were coming to update me on midterms issues and stuff. So then I had my first choice, Presec. So when the second term, so when the second term was coming in, I felt a bit bad. So I went to my mom. Before I spoke to my big brother, and then I went to my mom and I told my mom that, like, I'm begging her in the name of God, like, you should just put me to the school and leave me. I'll survive. So then she said okay. So she spoke to my stepdad and other stuff, and then my stepdad decided to take care of my fees and everything. So then when I went to school, the time is lapsed for me to go to school. So we have to search. But the man was. So I told my mom that. Then I used to do sports. I've been to the regionals and all those stuff. So we should go to Sectec, go for that Sectec. Like, I know some teachers there who know me personally because of sports. But they assured me that even when my results come and it's not good, I should come. So when we were there, then it was this government thing and stuff, so they couldn't pick up. But the man recommended in Adolescent Senior High School for me to attend. So when I got there, I didn't struggle. When we got there, he just took a letter and everything, and they just passed me through. So then I was in school. I think my mom, my dad, my school father paid for, my stepfather paid for my fees, I think that term, and then the next one. The rest was on God.
Who paid this one?
So like when you participate in sporting activities, school normally in high school they normally give you the laps of time to go. So I was playing football, handball, volleyball. So they were giving me the laps to go. So I think when I was in Form 4, before when I used to go to school, I don't think about provisions. All I do is maybe watch someone's car, they give me life when I go to school. So when I was in Form 4, then big bro was also pushing, so then he came to pay my fees and I just completed. And so then I came back.
So how has this made you strong?
And in so many ways. So like I think so for me, I believe that God didn't take me through this journey because he wants me to suffer. I believe he did that because he wants me to be cautious about today. That's the reason why if you study me very well, we need to go on all platforms. Most of my friends, like my friends on the show and my mates, they have this after party, they go. I've never been to any of them before. I'm always either in my room or at work. Because my work is my best friend, that's all. Yeah, so I don't normally. So this because of what I have been through, and I was lucky. I picked the motivation. Like for me personally, my brains, my imaginations are my motivation. For me to wake up every morning, I'm inspired. And then for me to be inspired, when I was after high school, life became very tough for me. So I remember sometime I didn't really want to enjoy life again. So I took poison. I wanted to die. So there was this issue where I woke up one morning and I was just looking at myself and everything around me, and life was really, really tough. So when the toughness, at some point, I give up. So I just went to the washroom. I just took the whole thing and I just drank it, hoping that I was going to die.
And
I woke up the next morning. Then they were not allowing me to use the water closet in the house. I had to go to the bush. So when I went there, I just eased myself and I was so free. Then I had one friend, Maulom, now she's in Turkey. So I called her and I told her that Maulom, Charlie, the poison I took, I didn't die. And she was like, that means God had a purpose for you. So then I started having the mindset of, okay, if I'm not going to kill myself, because then it means God has a purpose. Lucky for me, then our brother was climbing up, Stoneboy was climbing up. Then he had Root of Mentor as his vocalist and stuff. So then I was very close to listening to his music and then realizing the father, they were twins, one died, he almost died, he lost his knee and stuff. So I paid attention to his story, and coming from Tema, stakeholder story and stuff. So I thought, nah, man, if these people were able to do it, then I can do it. So what I was doing was, I look at their life. Most of them started achieving their this thing at the age of 30 going. Some of them they started knowing them from 20 something. When I used to tell myself, say, 70, 25, and I said, me so mean do baby yeah. And I just said I'm a failure. But I think with that in my mind, whenever I'm growing, I think I'm achieving I'm okay, at least right now I'm okay. I'm not if I don't tell you my story, people will not know who really I am. Yeah. People will think that maybe we're DB, Fizz and Fresh.
But DB, what part did you just one experience that Abrabono?
I say it's good.
But now you've still not questioned him on why all those things happen. Two different.
Of course, it's gonna be. My dad is still alive. I give him money when he asks me, and I have respect for him as a human, as a man. But I don't really want to question him because when I question him, he will not give me the right answers, and it will end up in hating. Because for some time I hated. I didn't want to see my dad. I didn't want to see anybody from their side. So remember when I completed high school, I wanted to go to the army. The reason why I was going to the army to come and kill all of them. so when my mom had a spiritual mother who could see. So the woman told her that if she doesn't block that side of me, I'll spray. And then it's really that time, if I could come back, I would have done that. Because I realized that people were willing to help. They are trying to help, but then people are not allowing them to. So I had that, but accepting Christ and accepting God and becoming a Christian, a believer, because the way I met God, the way I know God is different from how people see it.
God and you went on date rash?
It's normal. Okay, so there was this perspective, human beings in general, the way I look like. When I approach a lady and I tell her, send me penal, the first thing that will come into her is, girls be brave, that thing.
Yeah.
And when you saw me first, you thought I was going to be kitty, but I realized that like I'm very, very calm. So that's how I am. So always people feel say there is a life I'm not bringing out that they don't know. So when you find certain things and then you approach them, they'll be like, we don't cast out now. So I was there and I was like, why don't I try like a public something so people know, say, oh, okay, of course, they have nice boys out there who are still single. So when they come into your life, just take their word and then let's move on. And I come on the trash.
Na kunyanita.
Na one Anita.
Ekoye.
By the grace of God, like, it's not like, you know, it's we are now growing and we are now knowing each other. So not really issues. No. Anita, I think she's doing what she's doing because like it's painful when you know someone particularly, and the person talks to you like basically about their life and everything, and then we come in the midst of people and the person is trying to behave like what I say, like they are cool, and you know their story, you know what is happening. How will you feel? So you realize that when she was talking, there was still breakages in her voice because she was angry and she was bored. But it's part of the show. We have to. It's part of the journey. We have to. Oh, it's good.
Also, you are cool, and then she's not meant for you because only.
I think if not because of my story and where I'm coming from and what I've been through, I wouldn't be this cool and calm. Because for me, I feel, I've seen the life, or I've seen everything that is happening, and so as a mortal, the only thing that should mean a lot to me is my life, nothing else. So for me, waking up every morning and having life means everything to me.
Okay, so I'm reading some things about Benjamin on Date Rush. Charlie Benjamin, this two. Charlie Benjamin. Okay, let me read again. Charlie Benjamin too. This one thing he can recite poem giveaway. Okay, so he knows how to woo a lady. Most romantic. He actually won the most romantic male at the just ended Date Rush Awards. How was the Date Rush? 3-4 this couple. My was in her.
We were not even expecting awards. I remember sometimes when like people had problems with the trend, we were talking in the group and stuff, and we're like, you're not going to go for that award and all those stuff. I told them things like, you can choose not to go. It's not part of your CV, but then you have to hand on them and go. So that award was a plus, at least. So you Juma Dina say ma will be big akra. You see that okay, at least the Juma Nambe and one bam fast. So it was okay.
If these two get married, Benjamin would die young. Mark my words. Even an actual. Anita the challenge.
But she's a different person in reality.
How different is she?
Like when you see her in person, when you're close to her, you realize that she's the fun type. You know, like when people who are real, they don't like toxic stuff. People who are real, when things that people are faking around them, they get pissed off. So that whole day, like she was pissed off. Like she was really, really pissed off.
Only famous girl now.
Yeah, very well. She's my friend. She's like she's among the very few people that are very close to me.
I was like, I'm dating, you know, like cool success, yeah.
Success and famous. They are my fucking dudes. Like Success, famous.
Of course, no issues. Famous came to top.
Yeah, Jato, like yeah, I'm really.
Looks like Date Rush for me, like dating. Almost everybody has issue with a partner.
Oh, not really issues with partners. You know, like with I and Anita, like we didn't start early. Like when everybody had a date and they're supposed to enjoy life, we were having problems. So, like yeah. So like apparently what happened was I was on stage and then I wanted just to have a show, you know, like a show. So I went on stage. You know, I'm a writer, like I'm an upcoming writer. I'm down with Nafti. Okay. I'm down with Polly as well. Oh. So on the show, I went there to have fun. One thing I remember so well that our lecturers used to tell us is, for you to be a good writer, you always have to put your feet in the shoes of the viewers, not yourself. Because if you are writing to please yourself, remember that you're not the only person going to watch.
Yeah.
So what I did was, I went on the show and I said, okay, fine, let me just have fun. Let the show just go through. Whatever happens at the end of the day, we carry it home. But I shouldn't just go out with the blackout. So when I went, fortunate for me, I had a date. But then there were 3 girls. It was Anita, Helen, and Stephanie. So I was supposed to choose one. So sincerely, I didn't know who I was going to choose. But something happened. I was going close to Helen. And then I think Giovanna was thinking something, so I was trying to tell her that, hello. So I was like, sorry, I'm not going. Sorry. Then I was going to say, I'm not going to offer a rush. That's what I was going to tell her. So when I was going close to Helen and I said, sorry, as a gentleman, before you approach a lady, you see that sorry or hello. You can't just talk straight for it. I said, sorry. And she just turned her rush off.
She told you come to put it off.
So for me personally, I didn't take it personal. So then they were like, no, when you slept with 3 people, there is the meal you're supposed to offer rush, you can't offer it. So she has to turn it off again.
On again. Yeah.
But then I thought it was a bit of disrespect. No matter what happens, a man is coming to you. Even if I'm going to turn you down, you still have to stay calm and humble. So then I have to offer for her. So I put the rush off for her, and then it was Anita and Stephanie, and then I had to choose one among the 2 of them. Then after my choosing, I had my date. We went to sit down, we went home. I'm not a people's type. I'm not the type of, apart from my episode, that day I went there to air my episode. I don't go on stage, like backstage to watch the whole, no, I don't do those stuff. But most of my friends, they do it, they go there, so they have the idea of everything that is happening. So me, I just went home. The next morning, I wake up in the morning playing tennis course. Everybody was just calling me. But on that night, I went on stage with Famous. I went backstage with Famous. It was the Valsey edition. So I was there with Famous. So then we had this, meeting someone, become friends. Then Jatotu was there. Jatotu was giving me some dance moves and stuff. I don't know how to dance. So everybody was calling, but then I had Famous number saved. So it was only his number that I saw that I was like, okay, let me call. But I called him, I was like, Charlie, where you there? I was like, I'm there. I was like, Charlie, why you be bad boy? So you come on the show to play the girls. Today, right now, they say you be bad boy. You had Anita, Ellen be your girlfriend, then so many issues. So they were just talking. I was like, Charlie, I know they come out too, apart from work. Then she was like, I should come to TV3 and come here. I said, explain myself to who? For what? Charlie, my episode is finished. Whatever they want to think or say, they should do it. One day they'll find out the truth and what happened. So then my days 2 was in my DM. Charlie, a lot of issues. Like the girl was just bashing me.
Anita?
Just bashing me. So
why did she didn't have your number?
That night she had my number, so she was in my DM, as in WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, okay.
Like, she was just bashing me. So then I told her that, okay, fine. I don't know what you're thinking right now. When you see me, definitely I look like a bad boy. Yeah, of course, it's normal. But go on the show. Say whatever, just roll, let the show roll. Okay, take me out of the show. Whatever happens, when you realize that I'm being truthful, just come back home. I was like, okay. So I think she went back on the show. So later on, Helen, I think that day Helen didn't come, the next day Helen didn't come. So the day Helen came, they asked her if she knew me. She was like, no, she didn't know me from anywhere. And then also
what's about back to you?
Then the show had to roll, so I think she didn't get dates. But then I think that's what happened. Normal. So happened. So
this is the 2 of you. Who are you? What are you?
So we close. Before we didn't even message. We don't even chat and stuff. But I think we message a lot.
After that issue, no one chatting.
No, we're not talking. We're not vibing. No, we're not close. To extent now, when we went on my day shoot, she had to work out and all those stuff.
Why?
Because she was saying something. She was saying, on the show, Anita said, when I came out with the story, Anita was like, not pay rich people and stuff. But then when I came with my story, she was like, she's been there before. She knows what it feels like, so she will on her rush for me. So we had to. And then she was like, "Are you street boy? Oh, my bad foul. Not like we are supposed to have you have a girlfriend. You not tell me." But then I was trying to explain to her. I said, "Oh nah, nobody say I cannot get a girl for anywhere. Like I don't even know the girl that you are even talking about until the show." And so like it went on until she finally realized that it was true. So.
No, why did she walk out on the date?
Because on that time she still didn't believe that I had it. Yeah, she still didn't believe. Was it?
Dates near TV3 Foka.
Okay,
so what have you been up to now? What do you do? What are you doing now?
I'm supposed to be a mixologist. Like I do.
Mixologist.
Yeah,
to make say fancy. Me drink
like cocktails, mojito, like Long Island. Which one of them?
Virgin
Colada. Oh, okay.
Let me do.
So yeah, Moki. So like I'm supposed to, but like I think my big boss Don. I call him Don. My big boy is the owner of Eastantra Yabo. I don't know if you've been there before.
Yeah, I've heard it before.
Like, very close friend of Stoneboy. He gave me the platform to be be working with him, and then I've been working with him for some time, and I think it's inspiring. But aside that, like I got done with NAFTA, I think last year. And you know the COVID whole thing that came in and stuff. So, but I have a lot of scripts I've written. I even have a movie. A series I've written about this year's Date Rush whole thing. And
Date Rush movie.
Like I build a story around each and every one of us. I have a gift. It's a gift. Like the way I write my stories are different. My stories are, most of them are dreams. And sometimes I go off, then I get a picture, then I just write, then I put the points around it.
And you make from Date Rush.
And you see trouble. You know, like with an interest issue and like those stuff. Yeah. So sometimes even and put out. Let me put on for. I remember me and her are supposed to be cool. I sent her the synopsis for her to agree if she was going to do. I did it with Sandra and a couple of people. Then she agreed. We met on our last meeting, and like our last meeting with TV3. And I spoke to her after the show that I want us to do this. Like we should put everything aside and let's do this. Let's do it for the people. Maybe who knows, this will be our breakthrough. Because you know when you're done with the show, by the grace of God, I'm not exceptional. By the grace of God, I can't write a story. So anyone who writes a story, of course, if I have a good producer, I can tell you I want to be in the story. But most of you, you are not writing. You're waiting for someone to call you, or I know they have a crowd. Some of them sings and stuff. So I told her we should just do it. And said okay, she was going to do it. Now after my reunion, Honor came into my DM and interviewed me unknown to me, child on pure confusion and all those stuff. And I know definitely if Sandra is saying this, then I know Sandra and Helen they vibe. So I've not even spoken to her. But the day that we did awards, Charlie home in there, Charlie, only me and Kassan, in Pemo myself.
Helen Wakasa.
Charlie, Pemo myself.
Ben, thank you for coming.
Charlie,
your find out West and social media handles.
I just want to say, like, to everyone out there who has a dream, like, pick your role models very right. When you pick your role models, you must study their lifestyle. Like, have faith. When you have life, you can achieve everything. Just don't give up on yourself. Once upon a time, I wanted to die, but today here I am. God is everything. Stay focused. All right, with my social media handles, I think it's Instagram is Benjamin _Date Rush _2021. On Facebook is Benjamin Kuonu, and Twitter I think it's Twitter for them in time call home.
Thank you very much.
I am most welcome.
My name is Zionfelix. My name is Benjamin. Bye. On Instagram, my handle is Zionfelix.com. Twitter, _Zionfelix. Facebook, Zionfelix Entertainment News. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Bye bye.
Ago, adofo me chiamo. It is saying me did the mama say na me was the day be catcher. What a tap sending car. Debbie. What's it say? Nana was a hand. My main can't share way. Tap send app I'll bet me out good phone so. Now wo baby a wo Europe wuti mi send sika ko Ghana e koma wa dofo and 10 tem ona. Na se omo moji sika no so mo MTN so Vodafone Tigo ana se Airtel so a omo benya sika no 10 tem ona. Na de wo mu kra ne se fees bia anka ho. Untuye fees bia and exchange rate no so was so kama or iPhone and I say what Android that the obeya ne say obekọ App Store no na wa hwehwe tap send Charlie me say menye ja ho me say tapo na send